Hey folks, it's Laura with Raintree Nursery. And I thought it would be kind of fun to talk about some quick and easy ways to build mobile structures for those of you who live in apartments or in rental situations and you can't necessarily put some fruiting plants in the ground. Every once in a while, I talk to somebody on the phone who only has a deck that they garden on, or they're living in a rental, and they think that there are things that they can't grow. Well, today we're going to talk about how to build a quick, easy, and mobile trellis for blackberries that you can take anywhere. Let's talk tools. A simple construction project like this should only need a few simple tools. We have a pair of locking pliers and a drill with a 3/8 inch bit. That's it. Now for materials. You need 4 eye screws. You need 2 turnbuckles. You need about 20 construction screws that are 2-inch or longer, and you need some wire. You will also need 1 8-foot 2x4, 2 4-foot 4x4s, 2 large barrels, 2 concrete footers, and, of course, soil and plants. The first thing I'm going to do is attach this 4x4 post to our concrete base by putting 4 screws on each side. Next, I'm going to take my drill and drill some pilot holes for my eye screws. You want to make sure that these holes are no closer than 3 feet apart from each other. Using my locking pliers to install the eye screws. The next step is to mount the 2x4 in between the 2 upright posts. And what this does is it keeps the posts from leaning into each other when we apply tension as we're stringing and tightening the wires. There are many different ways to attach these 2 pieces of wood. I'm just going to toenail them in. Next, we measure our wire. We want to make it as wide as our trellis is wide, plus a little bit, so we have a little bit extra to work with. We're going to go ahead and use our handy dandy wire cutter on the vice grips to make short work of cutting that stuff. So now we're attaching the wire. I've already got the wire attached to the eye hook on one side, and here we're going to position the turnbuckle. This is attached using its hook to our other eye screw, and then we're going to put the wire through the eye screw on this end of the turnbuckle. The important thing to remember when you are using turnbuckles is that you must make sure that the center is as open as it can be when you install the turnbuckle. Then we'll start twisting it, and in these individual screws will go to meet each other in the center, and it is that screw action that tightens the wire. Pretty fancy, huh? Now with the locking pliers in place on the wire, I'm just going to go ahead and twist the wire in on itself. Doesn't have to be fancy, just has to get done. And now the fun part, we get to tighten the turnbuckle. It's really quite easy. So now we're back with our project. We started this in the fall, now it's the spring, and we've gone ahead and planted this out for the season. Here we've got our blackberry vine here, and this is actually a 2nd-year cane. This is left over from last year. So this cane I will tie up, and it will go across the top. It's already sending out its laterals, and that's where I'm going to get fruit from. There will be new canes that grow this year. those canes will get trained along this lower level to keep them away from the upper level, which is where I'm going to be harvesting from. So this is the traditional two-tier system for blackberry canes. A lower one for the first year canes to keep them out of your way, and then you move them up to the top in the second year, and that's where you harvest from, right at chest height. Makes it easy. So I've always putting things in the pots, more things than just one item. Pots are a very dynamic environment. They can be very hot and dry. So I always try to put cascading plants down the sunny side of the pot to provide a little bit of shade for the pot itself, to provide a nice little atmosphere of transpiration. We've got a squash here. This is an acorn squash, but you could put melons, you could put anything that drapes over the side. I've got bacopa here, and I've got some catmint because putting it in a pot kind of keeps my cats out of it. I've got strawberries back here, and I've also got petunias for the smell because this is designed for a patio space. You want to be able to enjoy every aspect of your plants, the tastes, the sights, and the smells. And that's it. Thanks for joining us. It's Laura with Raintree Nursery and an easy modular 9-foot trellis system for a patio.